right? Can you picture you and me in the darkness? Kissing, touching. Kill the lights, I'm your assassin. No sleep breaking. Every inch of my skin's missing you giving. Breathe out, breathe in.
Welcome back again, everybody. If this is your first time here, my name is Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel, where today we're headed over to Del Taco to check out their latest limited time offer, a new menu lineup, bring it back to the studio and tear it all apart, give it the score that we think it deserves right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. Now it's time for the ever popular birthday shout outs. Neil, Bradley, John, and Edison, I want to thank you for supporting the channel and wish each and every one of you happy birthday. Blake, happy birthday to you. Vincent, Chase, Kane, and Isaiah, Brooks, Lee, and Halo, I want to wish each and every one of you a very hungry happy birthday. With that business behind us, Del Taco has a new limited time menu lineup called the Slow Cooked Pork Carnitas, consisting of the Carnitas Combo Burrito, the Carnitas Street Taco, the Carnitas Quesadilla, and that is exactly what we're doing today. And last but not least, the Carnitas Loaded Fries. For those of you not in the know, a Carnitas is Mexican style pulled pork cooked in oil or lard, and in this case it is definitely cooked in lard, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. The Carnitas Quesadilla is the sum total of all its parts, consisting of tender slow cooked shredded pork carnitas, fresh and house-grated cheddar cheese, roasted salsa roja, wrapped in a flour tortilla, and according to Del Taco, flat grilled to perfection before being served. Each one of these will add to your expanding girth with 610 calories. I have the full nutritional information on the screen and in the description below. If you want to experience one of these, you'll have to shell out $5.99 or make it a medium combo for $11.49 before taxes in Georgia. For better or for worse, Del Taco has serving weights in their nutritional information. Each order is supposed to weigh in at 209 grams or 7.37 ounces. With the aid of a little bit of fuzzy cat math, we come up with a preliminary, and I do stress preliminary, high, middle of the road, 81 cents an ounce, which we will verify later in the video when we do the Joe is Hungry weight test. The only remaining question we have left, can they pass the Joe is Hungry temperature test when we roll the drive-thru at Del Taco in Calhoun, Georgia? Wish me luck.
Thank you for choosing Del Taco. Order whenever you're ready.
Could I get 4 Carnitas Quesadillas?
Okay. Just the quesadillas?
That's all I want.
Yes, sir. Do you want to add a drink today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, $25.64. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got my quesadillas. Let's pull around to the back and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Quesadilla number 1 is 144.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Quesadilla number 2 is 126.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Quesadilla number 3 is 122.7 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. These things are kind of thin. It looks like they lose their heat rather quickly. I have no doubt that they cooked them fresh, but today, Del Taco, Calhoun, Georgia, you fail the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to peel the layers back, take a closer look, get ready for a true quesadilla dissection, head back to the studios and do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Well, Del Taco, you didn't do so well on that temperature test. I'm inclined not to hold your feet to the fire too hard on that one. These are very thin and they don't hold their heat very well, although this is scoop station food. I still think it should have been hotter. But I guess the big question here is, can you make them the same size? Can you live up to your own serving weights? Well, first, we're gonna take off for the packaging. In other words, we're gonna set the tear on the scales. Quesadilla number 1 is 5.60 ounces or 159 grams. Quesadilla number 2 is 6.20 ounces or 176 grams. quesadilla number 3 weighs in at 6.35 ounces or 180 grams. Well, unfortunately, the difference between the heaviest and the lightest is actually more than 10% of the average weight of all three. So today, Del Taco, you fail the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Well, Del Taco, you are very consistent about one thing. You are well below your own serving weights in your nutritional information, which, by the way, renders all those other numbers completely meaningless, which is unfortunate because today you fail the Joe is Hungry weight test. And that only leaves one more thing to do, and that is add them all up, average them out, do the math, and they've driven the price up from 81 cents an ounce to 99 cents an ounce. I guess, Del Taco, you got to maximize your profits, right? Which leads us to the next test, the one and only, the Joe is Hungry Big Reveal. This is what it looks like straight out of the drive-thru window, and this is what your ad photos would make you think you're gonna get when you get it straight out of the drive-thru window. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's actually supposed to look like. We've seen what it looks like, and we saw how much it was. As far as the price, not very impressive, especially after you actually throw it on the scales and see how much it actually weighs as opposed to what it's supposed to weigh, Del Taco. As far as what it looks like, the ad photos, in my opinion, show it having a lot more filling. I guess we know where that weight went. What a shame, Del Taco. That only leaves one more thing to do, and everybody knows what it is. It's the one and only, the Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is bite test, engage. The slow cooked pork was definitely tender, a little bit savory, although kinda in short supply. There seems to be enough cheddar cheese that blends well with the flavor of the meat. As far as the roasted salsa roja goes, outside of little background tartness, it is mostly absent. With that being said, before I pass my final judgment, let's roll back the clock, see what happened with Shadow Joe, and do the Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite. Sneakadoodle Bite number 1. Sneakadoodle Bite number 2. Sneakadoodle Bite number 3. It is very cheesy. I can taste the pork. It seems to be relatively tender. There is a little tiny bit of crispiness on the outside, so it probably came directly off the grill. Now it's time to give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the number that it truly deserves. Del Taco, let me tell you something. Reviews like this tend to irritate me. And you know why? You take a very good concept like this that actually tastes good, and by all rights, it should be scoring low 7s today. But then you start pulling off these portion control shenanigans. I mean, it tells me you don't respect your customers as nice as you talk to them. What a shame. I mean, the only thing that's going to keep this from going down that slippery slope is that the flavor is good and that I like the flavor. Not even a very good deal. What to do about that today? I just don't know. I guess I'm going to go 4.9. That is my number. This is my review, and I will see you in the next video.